OJ prize, nothing.
How do you remember somebody who was acquitted for a crime and then turns around? The Simpson family released a statement reading, "On April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asked that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. Signed, the Simpson family." How am I supposed to react to this? I mean, how did you react to this? I mean, I was raised with don't speak ill of the dead, but that clearly wasn't everybody. I mean, how do you remember somebody who was acquitted for a crime and then turns around?
If you promise that you will not ask me another question about the case,
I will never ask you again.
We won't have to talk about it anymore.
Just did you do it?
No, I didn't. Nope, did not do it.
After we finished filming, OJ said to me that he had a surprise for me, and I genuinely was surprised. I think it was his idea of a joke, and this is it.
I mean, I wasn't alive during OJ's playing days, so I don't have those memories. And I was barely alive during his rise in sports media, so I don't really have those memories. So most of what I remember about OJ begins with this.
Mrs. Robinson.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of Penal Code Section 187.
That I remember. The celebration that I participated in as a preteen, that a black man was acquitted. And remembering that was when I knew that I had to say something. I was very conflicted because part of me was like, well, this isn't really in your purview. This isn't really the kind of stuff that you talk about on this particular channel. But it dovetails with a lot of things I talk about on this particular channel. The criminal justice system, racial inequities, how the black community reacts to people who want to move in and out when it suits them. I mean, I just recorded 2 videos on Candace Owens, so how can I not respond to OJ's passing? Now, the best thing I've ever heard about OJ Simpson was actually from Chris Rock. No, I know what you're thinking. No, not that joke. This one.
OJ was big. That's right. Black people too happy, white people too mad. White people are like, bam, this is. I ain't seen white people that mad since they canceled MASH. Black people way too happy. Like, hey, we won! We won! Yeah, we won! What the f did we win? Every day I look at the mailbox for my OJ prize, nothing. Nothing. And ooh, it's all about race. That shit wasn't about race. That shit was about fame. Because if OJ wasn't famous, he'd be in jail right now. If OJ drove a bus, he wouldn't even be OJ. He'd be Orenthal, the bus driving murderer.
Every day I look in the mailbox, my OJ prize, nothing. I wasn't sophisticated back then. I did mention I was a preteen. I didn't realize how conscious the decision was to paint him as a black martyr, like the note from Ezra Edelman's incredible documentary, OJ Made in America, that talks about the defense actually going in his house and removing the art and all the pictures that OJ had up and replacing them with Afrocentric ones before the jury was brought in to see it. They Dr. Umar'd OJ's home.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Johnnie Cochran expertly harnessed years of racial frustration and used that as paint to brush OJ as the embodiment of the black experience, despite the very intentional distance he had created and maintained for years with the black community. As purposeful as it was for the defense to paint him as a black martyr, it was every bit as purposeful years earlier for OJ to paint himself as the anti-conscious black, you know, one of the good ones, a pick-me, if you will. In fact, he didn't consider himself one of the ones at all. One of the other notes to come from the documentary is the quote, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." Just think about that. He's not trying to come to the cookout. He's not ignoring the cookout. He thinks he's too good for the cookout. The cookout is beneath him. He's OJ. Now, I will say there is value in being the first black. OJ broke through barriers on the field, but especially off the field when it comes to the commercial possibilities of a black face. People seeing a black face, whether it's on the TV screen, whether it's on a poster on the wall, whether it's on a cereal box, is valuable. We talk about the value of representation. Now, it's much more valuable if, in fact, that face is opening the door for other faces to come in and follow them. But when you see a face on a cereal box, you don't know if that face is conscious or not. You just see that that face is black. But still.
Every day I look in the mailbox for my OJ prize, nothing.
There were so many people who could never afford Johnnie Cochran, but were much more deserving of that defense. I mean, Rodney King just happened. Latasha Harlins just happened. And that's just in LA. It was built on real life pain and real life inequity that OJ would never acknowledge or work to eradicate.
Every day I look in the mailbox for my OJ prize, nothing.
But what it did do was give people something to point to and say, hey, see, it's not racist. The system isn't broken, and then go about business as usual. Well, sorta. While he was acquitted, he was treated like a pariah for the rest of his life, which was very black. So much for respecting the courts. I don't think the Rodney King cops had to deal with the same scarlet letter. But as far as the criminal justice system, yeah, it was very much business as usual. Now, there's an assumption that black people mostly thought OJ was innocent, and that was the reason for the celebration. And you can go ahead and kill all that noise if it hasn't been killed already. Many people just wanted their lick back after years of taking it on the chin. I just wish it was a much better lick. Now, whether you think he's guilty or not, we are all guilty of drinking the juice. Oh, Caitlyn Jenner, I know you ain't talking. We know what you did.